Okay,
We live.
welcome back to the Undialed podcast. Today we have the man, the myth, legend, Derek C.
What's up, guys?
And today we're just gonna talk just like
Scooter
normal.
stuff.
Always. That's all we do. We scooter all day,
Scooters,
all
baby.
night. Scooters.
So, Derek, you're pretty new into the scooter world, aren't you?
I've been riding for like 2 months.
Okay. So, I heard that you landed your first tail whip. How does that feel?
That's a lie. There was a rumor that was going around.
Did you do the 2-angle cut where you do the
I
takeoff?
jumped up, kicked it, and then we cut angles and then
Yeah.
jumped on it. And
Wait, but the first clip was black and white, right?
The run up was black and white.
it was slow mo too, yeah.
Stinks.
No,
You really are
I've
pro.
been riding like, I don't know, 12, 13 years now.
Oh, nice.
A long time.
That is actually a long time. I've been running for like 8 years. Almost 9. 8 going on 9.
Been riding since, I guess, like right when A models came out. Because we rode B models before that, which is technically the first Razor scooter. But
Why were they called B models?
I don't know, because that one came out first.
That doesn't make any sense.
Or technically it's called an old A.
Or do they just have like a Razor like base model that was just
Base
like
model?
the original Razor? Or is the original Razor called the B model?
I don't know. I heard people call it the old A model, and I heard people call it the B model, so I don't really know which one's which.
That is weird.
Is
What
it-
teams have you rode for?
Ridden for, you count it, Torn Scooters, which is like a little company my friend ran. I rode for TSI for about a year.
Hold up.
Yeah, Derek C was on TSI.
Wait, hold up. You do kicklesses, right?
I do.
And
Facts.
you also do backflips.
Uh-huh.
And have you ever inwarded?
Yes.
Wow.
And
And
it's
you were
on
on
TSI,
TSI.
boys.
Wow. We're
a
breaking
big
walls.
day.
We're
Would
breaking
you
walls
backflip?
over here.
I can backflip.
You can backflip
I could
and
not
backflip.
backflip then, though.
That's not good.
Actually, kind of crazy story. Do you remember Zero Gravity?
Yeah.
So they hit me up basically the same day that TSI had hit me up that far back. And I said yes to Zero Gravity, and then TSI hit me up later. It was either the same day or the next day. I was like, okay, I'll ride for TSI. So it was technically on Zero Gravity for like a couple hours to a day.
Do you remember this kid named Ryan Chang?
Ryan Chang.
No. Where's he from?
He's from Castro Valley in the Bay Area, and he used to ride for Zero Gravity, and he was like the local scooter guru.
Mhm.
And he stopped scootering to become an urban photographer, and I stopped being an urban photographer.
Wait, did you talk about this in the last
No, this is a
podcast?
different kid.
Oh,
There's
okay.
there's multiple
Other
kids.
urban photographer story.
Yeah. And the other kid was name was John Myers. This kid is Ryan Chang.
Oh, okay.
That name's familiar, but I can't say.
He was
his
like
name.
this tiny little Asian kid that was
I
like.
got that from his name.
I didn't say
Thank you.
But yeah. All right, go on.
Don't
So,
hate me. I'm sorry.
so what were you on? Glauber, Razor.
Clover,
Who else?
Strider,
TSI.
little bicycles. No, so
That's
Rocker.
Rocker, mini bikes.
Rocco mini scooters.
So I got on TSI, rode for them for like almost a year, 8 months to a year.
What deck were you riding for TSI? This was before the thresholds, correct?
Yes, the TSI flight deck, which was the one with like razor blade sides.
Let me see your fingers.
Yeah, they're barely left.
You did finger whips.
They're
on that.
shorter actually because of the deck. They were like this long first, but now
But every time you hit it, it just
Yeah,
went
they
down
just got a
just a
little-
little bit.
it's
Wow.
unfortunate.
Did
I was on right before they made the threshold, which
the threshold was such a iconic solid scooter deck that like I feel like TSI.
that flight deck was gnarly too. It just wasn't like nice to ride. Like all
I feel
props to TSI, but
Okay, I'm gonna say something, and I feel like it was kind of a silly decision by TSI. I don't understand why they re-brought that deck out.
the thresh,
No, the flight deck.
did they?
They like re-released the flight deck, and they made like quite a few of them.
I've never even seen the flight deck. I haven't.
Come
So-
on. Okay.
Look it up. But the idea of it on the bottom, this is gonna be really funny to you. The bottom was cut. You know how pro model decks, they're like not flat by any means.
Right.
So they made the bottom half of the deck to match coping. So it was rounded like this. So like when you did 50s, coping would fit right here. It was
So-
cool in theory, but did not work whatsoever. Is that a picture of the extrusion or just the deck?
That's the entire deck.
Can you see the bottom?
So like, see how there's like those flaps on the side.
Let me see. That's not a flight. That's a Flowmaster.
Oh, that's a Flowmaster. Oops.
Flowmaster's their first deck.
Okay, my bad. I meant the Flowmaster, not the flight. I'm an idiot.
The Flowmaster was, I think that's a heated
The
topic.
top was like bolted on and
Yeah, it was a
welded.
2-piece deck.
Okay.
Does that one have the brake integrated into the deck plate, or?
No.
So the first one,
Screenshot that.
you know how the deck plate is like an aluminum thing that goes over? The first ones, they built the brake into that. So like the brake was part of the deck plate.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think it's a little bit silly that TSI released like the what was it, Flowmaster? I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
saw that. Okay.
I think that's like a cool that they did remake it because I mean that's such an iconic piece of scooter history. How could you forget that? But it's like I feel like that's also such an outdated piece of technology.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be like if Apple re-released the iPhone 1 and it's like throwback, guys. It's like
Yeah, but it's cool, like
it's a novelty,
nostalgia-wise, but
but like I feel like they could have made like 5 of them.
I just want to know how many it sold.
I mean, shoot, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I think I would buy one just to have
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
iconic,
saying. I bought an Ultra Pro deck like a year ago just to have it.
Okay.
just to
So
have.
that's the bottom of the flight.
Yeah, that's the flight deck.
You see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
And it was like the first deck with box ends, but it didn't have box ends. They were like
it was made to fit coping. That was the whole goal of it.
yeah.
And then I had talked to them for a little bit. So they made what was it? It was 4.5 by 19 with an 80-degree head-to angle.
80?
That's right, 80.
80.
Yeah, and then they had a 4.5
So far back.
by 20.5 that had 82, I believe, 82 and a half, something.
And that was like next level at the time.
Yeah. But I kept telling them I wanted the shorter one with the farther head-to angle. So I think it was 20 by, and then the 82 and a half. And I wanted it like lighter. So they made a Ghost Flight for a little bit,
Whoa.
which had a bunch of cutouts and stuff in it. And it was white. It was super cool. But they only made those for a little bit right before the Threshold came out.
The Threshold was such a revolutionary deck. Like in so many aspects, that deck influenced what decks are today.
Yeah.
Like that was the first ever box deck. Like completely box deck.
Sure.
It was. I mean, district decks, but district decks had the grind rails on the bottom. That was like the completely flat bottom.
Yeah,
I mean, it
that's
had like that rivet that ran through the middle of it. It was like 2 sections. But it was like that was like the first deck people ever started glass bottoming.
Yeah.
That was the first deck that like
Really?
yeah, it was the first deck that had basically square dropouts in the back. It was the first deck when the Shred Sled came out, which was basically just a TSI Threshold.
Scrubs
Like,
had changed
bigger,
the game.
yeah.
No, it had the square front.
Uh,
No, my bad. Not the Shred Sled. The Shred Sled was after the Hammerhead TSI deck. That's what it was called.
that was the square front.
That was a square front, and then the Shred Sled the Shred Sled had like not boxed dropouts, but then the Hammerhead had boxed dropouts and box backs. But
So it changed the game.
it revolutionized everything. But the funny thing is like when it came out, it felt like a huge scooter deck, but it was only 4.5 by like
20.
20.
Well, that's what,
This deck is huge.
that's when everyone was riding a Pro model, though, which was, what, 4 by 19? 4 by 19 and a half?
No. You're missing a very crucial number. 3.9.
Those were, I don't know. I thought they were 4. So I know the original Mads were 3.8.
Were they?
The original
Maybe I'm
Mad
getting that
decks
mixed
were
up.
3.8. I think all the Razors were 4. But regardless, yeah. And then, like, this is way farther forward or whatever. It's kind of funny to think that the Stan Smirnoff deck was, like, the most ridiculous thing
Dude,
in the world.
it was literally a novelty.
It was kind of a joke.
Like no
And
one
now
wrote
that's
that.
normal.
Like that deck is almost like a small deck now.
What was it? 5.2 by 22
No.
and a half?
5.25 by 22.
Yeah, okay. Which is small now. Still too big for me. But
But what was so funny about it is that like it was basically a Phoenix Prevention 4.65 with like a 5.25 top that they put
so the
onto it.
sides were like angles.
Yeah. No. It was like the sides went like straight up and it like it like had these like super sharp outshoots. I remember I was at SB7 and Stan Smirnoff was there, and he had a blue version of his deck. Like the blue, it was like his same exact deck, except it was made blue. And I remember as a joke, I was like, "Yo, Stan, let me buy this off you." And he, like no hesitation, was like, "How much?" And I was like, this deck didn't even come out. I'm like, how are you going to sell this to me?
I'm sure you've answered this before, but how long have you been riding?
I've been riding for about 9 or 10 years now.
So you remember far enough back where it was like bolted pros, micro metal cores,
Yeah.
seat post handlebars?
Yeah.
Oh, like where it had like the.
You would take a
You would take a
BMX
BMX seat post and shove it in your bars.
take the guts out of it that held the seat on, and you get a mountain bike crossbar because they're fatter in the middle and got to normal on the outsides. You put that through and tighten the 2 bolts for the seat post clamp, and then put those in your pro motor bars and bolt that through.
It
You
sounds
essentially
so
made.
sketchy.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it was better than the ones that just clipped in with a little button.
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's true.
And you could get wider because those were 13 wide,
I
They
want to
were
say 12.
and a
I want
half
to
or
say 12.
13, which is tiny.
So small.
And I came from
Are you
BMX.
talking about like a razor? It's like
Yeah.
Normal razor.
that's 13. That seems so much wider than.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 13.
Huh.
Because then it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds
people
about
were
right.
getting
'Cause that's
16.
kind of how you are.
I remember when 18 wide bar. Okay, so remember when the Razor Ultra Pros came out?
It was 14 by 21, 18 by 26.
Was it 26?
24, 26.
I think it was 24. And I remember when seeing that, and I didn't get the bigger Ultra Pro. I got the Ultra Pro low because I didn't want bars that were 18 wide. And I think about that now, and I'm like, those bars were, like in my mind they were so big, but like in reality they were tiny. And then I got a Mad Gear with 17 wide bars, and I was like that's what I felt like.
I remember my first sponsorship bars were by Torn Spears, a company I mentioned earlier. They were 18 by 18. They were 18 tall, 18 wide.
I remember for a while they were square. Like
Yeah.
it was very often that you
20
would buy
by
bars.
20,
Yeah.
16 by 16.
Like on Lucky Scooters, I think they only sold their bars by the same width and height all the way up.
Mhm.
So you could buy 14 by 14, 16 by
Really?
16, 20 or 18 by 18, 20 by 20,
That
and
kind
then
of sucks.
and then some company had like the 22 tall. You know what I mean? like
Everyone's scared of it like it's Godzilla or something.
Yeah, that was before my time.
I remember seeing Envy stripper bars, or I guess they were blunt stripper bars back
Watch
then.
stripper bars.
And I remember seeing them recently in like the back of the shop, and they were uncut. And I picked them up, and I was like, "Are these mini scooter bars?" Like, they were a joke. Like, they're
Tiny. Or the Mr. T bars.
who made those?
Envy. They turned into Fast and Smith bars, but they were originally called Mr. T bars, and they had a picture of Mr. T stickered on the front.
Wait, really?
Yeah, those are a
That's
real
funny.
thing. I will try to find them. Yeah, Envy did that a long time ago.
I remember them
Gee.
because they were Smith bars for blunt for a while, right?
Yeah. Envy had Smith bars because Brendan was on Envy.
Yeah.
And then when he went over and Denny and Brendan did the whole big fasten thing, they did just brought them over there. Same bars. There's T bars right against
Dude,
it.
I think the spiral bars are some of the most revolutionary bars to still come out to this
I don't think
day.
anyone's done it since.
No, like I think when those bars dropped, they were so new, they were so unique.
I found them. Mr. T bars. Purple ones.
Oh my god.
Mr.
It,
T
it
is-
really does have Mr. T on it.
And then strippers with the green ones next to them. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the red ones were. I'm sure they say it. Candy bars?
Let me see them.
Pretty sure there's
They look like
candy
soul
bars.
bars before soul bars.
Yeah, they kind of do.
But when those came out, those were, I think, like we were saying, they were like 20 high, 18 wide.
Yeah.
With a slit. So
Yeah.
they were legit 20 high, 18 wide.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, it's insane how far scooters have come in
Look at
such
this.
a short amount of time.
Here's your Mr. T bars and your 3.8 Mad Gear deck.
Let me see that.
And that's why
Scooter of the month, July.
if you look afar, that was on Scooter Resource, right? Yeah. If you look far enough back at Apex stuff, Apex used to make normal size forks, and then they made short forks. They were
Yeah.
strictly for Mad Gear decks.
Because the head, like the
They got a
neck,
head tube plate.
the neck was so tiny.
They're like this tall. So they had to make shorter forks strictly for Mad Gear decks.
Good job, Mac.
Because everyone wanted to run their fork backwards. Or dude, you
That
remember?
didn't really have anything to do with it. That was just the original design.
Okay, I got into a dumb brain tangent there. I started thinking about how there's a trend where you couldn't ride a Mad Gear deck without an SMX fork backwards.
That was when foot jams were popular.
Do you remember
Shouts
that?
out to
Remember that?
Tyler Bonner,
Do you remember that
Yeah.
trend though?
Joe Armstrong.
Yep.
It was Ryan Williams.
Jeremy Bug did a lot.
The original Mad Gear
I'm
team.
thinking of original. Adam Bolton. Shouts out.
Like no offense, right before you got on Mad
Yeah,
Gear.
straight up. The original Mad Gear team was awesome. I looked up to them for forever, which perfectly leads into the rest of my story.
Oh yeah. So keep going.
So I was on TSI for a while, and I've been friends with Anthony Bustos, or otherwise known as Twan, for forever.
He had the bars that love you back.
Yeah, but he grew up in AZ too, and
Hold up. He is actually less than a mile away from us right now.
He is across the highway.
He's across the freeway. Has no idea about this interview. Probably won't know about it until one
I've
of
been
us
friends
know.
with him forever, and like rode freestone with him for a long time when he was on Proto. I remember him testing.
He's on Proto.
He was on Proto.
Wow.
I remember when he was testing the first Proto grippers, and they were brown on silver full cores, and then he had a set of orange ones as prototypes as well. That was when he had a Pro model deck, a Mad Gear or blade brake, Proto wheels, striker forks, the massive Proto SCS. It was like 98 feet tall. And he had baby slayers, but he rode his bars so short that the grips would go kind of up the triangle thing. And
On Baby Slave.
he didn't ride grips though. He rode hockey tape.
Really?
Like who else does that? Claudius, I think.
Like
does that?
tennis
Tennis
wrap?
tape, same
Okay.
type of thing. But yeah, he did that for a while. So I grew up riding with him and Sean Cardwell, a bunch of other AZ dudes. Same with Ernie. And then I was on TSI for a while. And Mad Gear
Was
came to
Ernie
town.
like in that whole group back in the day?
I know he was, but I don't think I hung out with him super often. I remember riding with Adam. I don't know if you guys have met Adam. Adam Stoliker.
Mhm.
He rides freestyle sometimes. But I remember going to the skate park as a tiny kid. I was like 2 foot -7. And and he had scooters on nibble bars, which I don't know if you remember those. I know you remember those.
Yeah.
So he had those, but they were like
They're pretty disgusting.
22 tall and like 22 wide. They were like the same freaking thing. And that like blew my mind. Like I automatically assumed he was pro because he had one-piece handlebars. Because no one else had
You're like,
it.
what?
So it blew my freaking
This
mind.
is next level.
Yeah. So
I remember seeing my first pro scooter.
blew my mind. I did not know that existed. Oh no, Twan didn't have strikers. He had SR forks.
Damn.
Strikers hadn't come out yet. Those were seniors, but they didn't have all the backing plates. They looked even gnarlier. They looked like motorcycle or dirt bike forks, basically.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they were gnarly. So I've been friends with Twan for forever, and then Mad Gear came to Tempe, and I was sponsored currently by a bike shop in Glendale called Build-A-Bike, and I kept riding like cheaper scooters because all I could afford, and I just kept breaking stuff, and I wouldn't ride for several months because I couldn't afford stuff. And they hit me up, and they were like, "Come to our shop, we'll hook you up." And I went there, and they just handed me like at that time probably the most expensive scooter in the world, which is basically a Phoenix Complete. It was the Josh Kish Reventon deck, which was like 4.
Do you still have that?
No, I wish.
Wait, Josh Kiss had his...
Josh
Yeah,
Kish
the
had
black
his
and,
deck.
black and red.
That was
Really?
after. The Revent, that was before. The Revent was silver or gray.
Huh.
And then his first one was black and red, which I guess he did before Dante did.
I mean, you must have.
But regardless. So yeah, Mad Gear came to Tempe. I rode with all them. That was Joe, Tyler. I want to say Capron was on the team at that
was,
point.
yeah. Was it the USA Tour Part 2 video tour time?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, were you there whenever the kids screamed, "I love Mad Gear"?
I was on the
After.
team, but I wasn't at that stop. That was in like Utah. Actually, no, I got on the team at the end of that tour. 'Cause that's when they went to
okay,
Tempe. But then Twan hit me up like a couple months later, and he's like, "I have a brand new like Mad Gear Complete if you want to try it out." I read that for a couple months, and then he pretty much hit me up, and he's like, "You want to be on Mad Gear?" So I like crapped my pants. Like that was the craziest thing.
Like, yes! Mad Gear!
Yeah.
And then you went to Woodward East, huh?
Went to Woodward. So they hit me up and they were like, "If you want to go to Woodward East, you have to make your welcome too." Woodward East was like a week and a half. So I felt this is gonna blow your mind for a second. I self-filmed for the most part a Welcome to Mad Gear video, and Olivia Monks edited it. Like I think that was 2012, so 7 years ago.
Dang.
I
Funny.
didn't even like know her. I just knew that she was good at editing. So I sent her all my clips and she sent me a video back. Super old video. All the comments are though, like, "You're only on Mad Gear because you can flare." And like they're terrible comments. They also filmed it in like a week. So
That's the thing that's so good.
yeah. But I got on Mad and then dumped all the clips I had from when I was on TSI as like a web edit type thing. And that's probably still one of my videos I'm like most proud of. Probably filmed that for like 2 years.
When's the next one dropping?
I don't know. Been dumping my old clips from Envy on Insta.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Some bomb ass clips.
I worked
too.
hard on them, but
Did the Hollywood 16 clip?
That one, I like legitimately couldn't walk for a couple weeks because there was a few where I'd throw a double bar and just like that one wasn't it.
Yeah.
It's just straight both feet digging into the floor. There's kind of a cool story to
not
that.
Small.
I was on a trip to Woodward West for that clip with the vault team, and I was asleep in the front seat of, I think it's the old vault van. I don't know. I think it's the one, not the one you guys are in, but the one before that.
Wait, are you talking about the one before Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went to Hollywood 16 so Zamora could get a clip. I think he did 270 backlift on it. I think that was that time.
Okay.
And I was asleep in the car, like straight up wearing Nike basketball shorts, Vans shoes with no socks. And like I wake up to pulling up to Hollywood 16, which I've always had ideas for. I've never been able to go there. So Andrew gets his clip, and I was like, I mean, I'm here. I may as well try it. So
Yeah.
like I sent that straight up, no socks, basketball shorts. I woke up like 4 minutes before that. Like, there's no warm up, no nothing.
Oh my gosh.
That took like 7 or 8 tries probably. Most of them just like throwing myself down these stairs.
That's crazy. I don't know how you threw a double board in that.
Yeah, this guy died on
It's
Hollywood
scary,
16
dude.
a few times.
Yeah, props on that, by the way.
That was scary.
I can't from 50 to flat ledge, let alone that. So
Full send.
that's gnarly.
I guess you get like kicked out of Hollywood 16 now. We've been there like 3-4 times, and we've been there for like hours and never.
I went on like a Sunday. The whole area was dead.
like all of Hollywood
Yeah,
was.
there wasn't really anyone outside.
Yeah, sometimes Hollywood just randomly dead. Like,
I mean, I've only been there once, so I don't know what to compare it to. But
Okay.
in my head, it was pretty dead.
no, sometimes it's like insane, and then sometimes it's just no one's really out on the
I've only been to
street.
Hollywood like twice, and that was one of them. And I only went for the stairs. So
True.
Fair enough.
yeah,
Alright, I really want to get a real clip on that rail.
warm up on the 12, and then
I feel like the 12 is scarier than the 16.
I never
It's
even read it.
taller. The 12 is like taller than the 16.
Yeah, straight up had no warm up, no nothing. Like my warm up was just running at those stairs. The worst part
After you
is,
woke up too.
you know, Vans Authentics are like there's no cushion,
Yeah.
sock insoles, and everything. I had no socks either. It's just straight up raw
I don't know
impact.
how you did it with no socks. I have
I
no socks
know.
when I ride.
I have a photo of my heel after this.
The purple.
We'll keep talking about it. So
Alright.
I was on Mad Gear for 2 years, almost 3, I think. And Twan ended up moving over to Envy. And
So did you.
pretty much just moved over there with him. Like, nothing against Mad Gear, I just wanted to ride something new. So I was like, I'll go over to Envy. Like, I don't want any pay raise, I don't want anything. The same thing Mad Gear's giving me, I just want from Envy. I just want to ride something new. That was literally all it was, cut and dry. And then I ended up just posting so much when I got on the team that Envy was like, yo, we'll hook you up with a pay raise. I'm like, that was unheard of. Like, at that point, I didn't think you could make that kind of money from scootering. So that was beyond, like, blew my mind. And for a while, we talked about sig deck type stuff, but that never ended up coming to fruition. And that's my heel. It was pretty good.
No.
Yeah, screw that. It's like the ultimate heel bruise.
Yeah, I couldn't walk, like, straight tippy toe walk. I'm sure you guys know.
And you were on your way to Woodward, so you could even
On my
ride
way
Woodward.
back from Woodward, actually.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you're on your way
No,
to
that would've
Woodward,
sucked, yeah.
the whole
I don't think you would have
week-
done it if you're on your way.
No, we spent the week, I think it was week 8 or whatever, 2 summers ago, Woodward West for Vault Week, and then that was on the way back. Pretty much only went for Zamora, and then I was like, may as well.
Dude, what?
I gave Cooper Clark my vlog camera I had at the time. I gave Sean Carnival my DSLR. I was like, let's try it.
Your vlog camera?
I had a
So
G7X.
Cooper Clark was vlogging.
Technically, yes. Is that the title of this video?
Cooper Clark vlogging.
Cooper Car vlog. Hey, Cooper, if you're watching this, yeah, I said Cooper Car. Cooper Clark, if you're watching this, let's see a vlog out of you, boy.
You already got one clip, and it was up there. It was pretty good, so.
He's got a good streak. He's 1 for 1 so far.
So you recently left Envy.
Ended up leaving Envy last week, 2 weeks. No, it was super recent, a week ago.
What happened with that?
Pretty much just wanted something new. Honestly, same thing I said with Mad Gear. Like, I want to ride new stuff.
How long were you on that before?
September would have been 5 years.
Jeez.
It's commitment.
Nothing but loyalty to the company. I still love everyone that works there. Still talk to the owner every other day. Super cool with all of them. Just like scootering, when it turns into your job, turns into something totally different, which I think we can all somewhat relate on.
Which, for all the kids watching this, that's not like.
Not trying to say like it's a bad thing by any
Yeah,
means.
it's not a bad thing because
It
like
just becomes
it's
the only thing.
It's a dream come true for sure. But like
But sometimes you get burnt out of it a little bit.
there is like the last couple of years, there's been times like I only go to the park because I know I have to post something or I'm not going to get paid for that.
No, exactly.
So
Yeah.
kind
But
of takes.
but it's just like any other job. You know, there's days that you don't want to go to work.
You have to do something to get paid.
Right.
That's normal. Yeah.
So like you can't really decide like, oh well, I'm gonna ride like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. No.
You know,
Think
unless
about-
you're injured, that makes sense. Companies understand, which is kind of cool about our industry is
Yeah.
that you know if you do get injured, they know what's happening. It's not like a normal job where you get hurt and they're like, oh well, you know, I think we're gonna have to fire you, bud. Don't be punching my mic.
I'm trying not to, but it's in the way. It's looking at me funny.
You're just like, so bro, bring it. But yeah, no, I just
That is me right now. I am in the injured life.
Yeah,
I'm so
freaking-
over it.
How's it going? Well,
It is so boring.
yeah.
Like I literally just like chill here all day, and it doesn't hurt at all when I'm just chilling.
Yeah, so it's stupid. You're like, I could go ride.
Yeah, and I just get this state of mind where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I just sitting here?
Wait, so are you saying you miss getting hurt?
I miss, like, I just
No way.
like maybe if like my leg was cut off or something, I could look down at my leg and be like, that's why I can't ride. But now that like because everything just feels fine when I'm doing normal casual things, it doesn't hurt at all. And then the second I step on my scooter, it's the most dreadful pain, and I can't do anything. So
That's me with that stupid surgery I had to have. There's nothing wrong. I can move perfectly. I can ride perfectly. They're like, you probably shouldn't do that. Like, okay, that's fair.
Wait, do you still have stitches?
Mhm.
Yeah, stitches in his butt.
I do, straight up. It's rad.
It's like in your butt crack. Wait, what happened? It was a cyst, right?
Yeah, it's some stupid cyst.
Dude, I had a cyst on my cheek
Same thing.
a long time ago. I think it was on this side.
y'all are sisty.
Yeah, I know. And
Y'all could be sisters.
and they had
It
to,
could be cyst
It's-
nasty.
Wow. So wait, if you guys had a cyst, so if you guys were sitting next to each other for so long, and you guys both grew a cyst in the same place,
We might get
and
our
it
souls
connects,
back.
do you guys become sisters?
That was good. Have it. That was...
Or
oh!
or because you're combined, would it be Siamese sisters?
I'm done.
And that's when Will's brain really starts kicking.
Fried, dude.
Sometimes I wonder what's going on in your head, Will. I'm like, how did that even like?
Made sense to Will.
No, it does make sense.
I'm the
That's weird
funniest
part.
person in the
Should I
entire
screech?
world.
Yeah.
To Will Cashin.
No, I feel that. Like, I think I'm hilarious, but a lot of people don't think I'm funny. Like, I'll say something and like wait for it. I'm like, that's funny. Like,
I thought it was funny. I don't
Like-
know about
like
you
I-
guys.
like, dude, if everyone had my
Your humor?
if everyone had my humor, I swear, I'd be, dude.
You're
like the next-
here's a joke
next
you
level
said this
comedian.
morning.
No.
What is it?
A joke you said this morning.
Wait, what is it? Oh, why are we showing that right now?
It's relevant.
Well, I'm gonna cut it out. It was my butt. It was my hairy butt. Zoomed in, nice and close. So
I think that should make the cut. I think that should make...
yeah, you probably can't even see it. This
Hey,
time
you
around.
show your butt.
It's only fair.
With all short butts.
All three of us showing our butts. Some random skateboarder hops on. What
Big
the?
ass legs, bro.
No, right?
I'm
He
short.
needs me the whole all the time. I'm like,
I don't know how to control my body.
What are we even
Just have
talking about? at this
I think
point?
we're just talking. This okay. If you guys were wondering, this is like
This is
like
day to day
yeah,
life.
this is day to day. We don't talk about scooters all day. We just talk about random stuff.
Clayton ate a flower at
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A earlier.
it was good.
It's on his Insta story. I'm sure he'll put it in here.
Wait. So Derek,
So
when you were on Envy,
Okay.
did you ever ride the Branson Pigs?
no, that was way before I was on.
Branson. Wait, the Aaron
Aaron
Branson.
Branson pegs.
We met him
I was on way before I was.
randomly in Sydney.
That's when it was blunt still.
Wait, he came to like he was
He picked us up.
Yeah.
He picked us up from the hotel.
he was that random dude.
We were like, what's your name? He's like, I'm Aaron. And then like later on, he's like, oh yeah, I'm Aaron Branson, blah blah blah. And it just didn't.
Yeah, they were chromoly over aluminum with like holes.
They were
drilled
tight
around,
pegs,
so you-
dude.
Yeah, they were cool.
Would carbon fiber pegs work, or would they just
Shred to
explode?
pieces.
I feel like carbon fiber potentially with a metal outside on it, maybe.
That might flex too much.
But
It
I
would
feel like
flex
you
too
would put
much.
all of your weight onto it, and it would just.
I
snap
think
off.
magnesium pegs would be sick, and they would spark too.
Well, they had Addict came out with pegs a while ago, and they had a really, really thin magnesium layer on them, and they're called the Addict Flint pegs. And when you grind it, it would because magnesium only burns if it's in shavings.
Right.
So it was so thin along it, so that way when you if you got the peg and sparked it real quick, it would create some sparks. So for the first couple times that you grinded the pegs, it would create gnarly sparks.
Thanks, Bill Nye. Bill Nye.
So we should have Bill Nye on here and be like, all right, let's talk about scooters. Scooter
He
physics.
just tells us everything we don't know.
It's like, I've been studying scooters for years. I'm actually a scooter rider, if you didn't know.
The ideal head tube angle is 105.
105.
You want to be leaning over.
You're constantly in nose manual.
Well, it would make your inwards easier.
Imagine.
Would it though? Because landing like that would really suck.
Like,
You know how often
dude, it would
you
like
break
throw
head
your
tubes,
it would throw your shoulder out.
You break head tubes constantly, like forward.
It'd be like this. Like the other way though.
Yeah, no, like that.
The opposite of
If
what you just said.
this was the deck, I should do it the other way.
There's no way.
Like that.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be like that, and you'd be holding on to the bars like that.
Super long time ago, Micro had the XT, which Ernie had, I know for a
The
fact.
X, what is that?
Micro XT, it was a complete, probably the heaviest thing in the world. But it legit had a 90-degree head angle. I don't
Wasn't
know-
it exactly a 90?
I don't know if that's exact, but if you put it on a right angle thing, it had to be right there, dude. I think it was crazy.
Dude, all the urban art decks, like Max Peters,
It was so
it
stupid.
was so much. Like it felt like it was 90. It's obviously not 90, but
Have you heard that MFX?
Those are 90.
Those are 84.
Those are 84, yeah.
They're the first people to do 84. that I know of.
is normal scooters like
82.5 to 83.
It's crazy that 1 degree makes that much.
It's crazy that half of a degree makes
But you also have to
Yeah.
consider in the manufacturing process, there is a 1 degree difference both directions when they weld the deck and heat treat it. So there's a good chance some of them are 85 or 83. Like when you
So it just
set
goes back and forth.
when you set a deck right at 83, half them you're gonna be 82, half you're gonna be 84. That's just what happens when you make decks.
Oh yeah, I guess they're not. They can't all be exactly the
Because
same.
when you weld it, the metal will. I'm not a physicist here, but
You're
when
not?
you weld it, it changes.
Wait, so you're
It
telling me
changes
don't
on
work
the
for
smallest
NASA?
little
Yeah,
level.
the tiniest bit, you'll probably never notice it. But
You know something that messes with my head when I really think about it? It's when you cut your bars, there's unless you go down to a microscopic level, there's one handlebar that's longer than the other handlebar.
oh yeah, for sure.
And it's
It's gonna annoy me now, just knowing that.
and it's same thing with your wheels. There's one wheel that's a little bit more worn, so you might have a 108 in the back and a 109 in the front or something. Your scooter is always constantly in a changing geometry. That
You know, pro models are 98 mil, right?
Wait, what do you mean?
Pro model wheels were 98 mils. They
Yeah.
weren't 100. They were marketed as 98 mils too.
That's weird. They wanted to be a little bit smaller.
They didn't even want to tell you they were 100, just
Someone
because-
is gonna make a 130 wheel.
I don't know. Everyone's topped out at 120. Nobody even
125.
Nobody even really makes it anymore.
125? I think.
How many 120s are there?
Urban Art. I got more.
Yak.
You want more?
No, I don't really care at this point.
Wait, 30 wide?
No, there's
Rude.
125 in general.
125.
Oh,
wheels.
125. Yeah, that's what it said.
Urban Art.
Everyone,
Ethic.
Eagle,
Eel was the first one, but they
Yeah.
don't make them anymore.
the Heps.
Who else made 125? I know
Yeah.
Proto had a couple of prototype ones.
Never came out.
They never came out though.
I think they're just too big for right now.
I think they're too big unless you have 30 wide. And I almost feel like 30 wide feels better on 120 and 15 anyway.
And also, I feel like it really would make more sense if you had a 6-wide, like a 6-wide deck with 125s would be perfect. Because
It's,
just that much bigger.
it's proportionally just scaling the scooter.
Yeah, like if I rode a 6-wide, I would ride 125s.
So you see a 6-wide with like 110s that are super worn down. It looks like it just wants to hit the ground every time you turn.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Have you ever seen the kids who run the 100s on their 6-wides?
I hope it's not a thing.
No, it is. You know,
Low
like
rider.
you know, like Gouge, the rides for North.
No, I'm sure you can buy it.
He rides 5.6 wide deck, and he has 100 mils
It's not
religiously.
quite as bad though.
But 100 mils. Like Gouge is sick though, so I can't say anything. I asked him why he ran him, and he said that he runs him because he was like lower to the ground.
Dude, Henrik Palm has signature tiny wheels.
They're good.
They're
rollerblade wheels.
Are they?
But
Well,
once he was riding,
they're
rollerblade
like his signature, and they're just tiny.
wheels. Shouts out to AJ
You'll find
Lunges, Green Machines, Go 2 wheels. I just confuse every kid reader.
Henrik Palm.
Wait, does he actually have signature ones?
Yeah.
I know they're signatures. I know they're like
Someone told me
rollerblade
about
wheels.
it. All I see is how ripped he is. And all his posts.
That's what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking for his ripped muscles, bro. Yeah, I can't find it. But he does have. Oh, my phone died. So.
Let's talk about Henky Palm for a second.
That guy's insane. He did kickless flat, but also like, not to burst anyone's bubble, his scooter is like super tiny. But at the same time, I've heard that he can just hop on any scooter.
I don't-
and, like, just
I don't
throw
care.
it
People
around.
say all the time, "Oh, that 50 was only hard because you had a 6-wide," and it's like, yo, that person still did that 50-50.
That's
I
not
hear,
just as scary.
I hear people say all the time that it's like, "Oh, the only reason Coda can quad kickless is because he has a super light scooter," and it's like, yeah, he has a light scooter, so he can do that trick. But it's also he's amazing.
Yeah.
He has the skill
You
to
could
do
buy
it,
that. You could be that good.
and it's like.
It's true.
You can say that Henrik is only as good as his scooter allows him to be, but it's like, no. Henrik is insane as a scooter rider. He just, like, to get to the point where he's at, it's the only option he has with scooters.
Yeah,
Did he triple finger flat and like
Yeah.
totally make it?
Yeah,
good?
he did.
That's insane. Kickless is gnarly for sure.
He's done whip buttercup flat.
But I've seen Coda do that in like a tiny bank. Like I've never seen anyone triple finger into a tiny bank.
He did flat.
That's like a normal finger whip flat is fairly hard.
I'm pretty sure he did finger whip rewind.
And I think he did
insane.
finger buttercup.
That's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure he did that, but
He
I've
did-
seen so many things.
He did half cab whip back scoot.
Like half cap whip
That trick I do air. He did a half cab.
and flat.
That's insane.
He did Quint.
The game's over.
I bet he's trying to flip
I-
up right now.
I wish that the Mad Gear flat battle still went on, and I wish that Henrik could come out to America and whoop some ass in that shit.
Henrik versus Tommy Christiana, 2020.
No, but they don't need to be at their prime. Like, Tommy, I feel like it's kind of phased out of that.
We love you, Tommy.
We love you, Tommy, but I feel like he's not at that same caliber as he once was.
Yeah, his scooter is a lot bigger.
His
too.
scooter is just, he's not a
He
district
doesn't ride
anymore.
flat anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well, he didn't even ride flat to begin with.
Well, not really, but once the first season or year or whatever that came out, he started somewhat training for it.
Maybe we should put him down.
So did Jeremy,
Well, didn't they
Undialed
start
flat
it?
scoot?
Didn't they start it because they thought Jeremy was going to win?
pretty much. I mean, not necessarily, but pretty good marketing campaign regardless.
And also, I wish they did the
The big air combo,
Yeah. the big air was
that's
sick.
sick.
Chunky was really good at flat.
True.
Who did the first quad whip flat? Was it Tommy or Chunky? It was Tommy,
I think
wasn't
it
it?
was chunky.
I think it was chunky.
Was it?
Yeah.
Who else? Who else has done it? Jeremy's done it.
Gus.
Gus
Yeah,
did
Gus
do it.
Reimer did it.
Oh my god, dude! Shouts out to Gus Reimer. I love that kid with all of my heart.
Yeah, I know. R.I.P.
He's
No,
not
he
exactly-
dead.
No, he doesn't ride. I mean, like R.I.P. Like he doesn't ride that much.
I love Gus so much. He's gone through some hard stuff lately, and I love that kid.
Is he still like? You still associate with him at all?
Not really. Just haven't talked to him in a long time. Good kid though.
I talked to him like right when he came back. I DM'd him a little bit, and I don't know, he seemed fine. He said he wanted to start riding again, and then now he's like on the Root Flow
Is he?
team. Yeah,
He's been on route for. No, it wasn't route. What's the Revolution made his sig wheels.
Yeah.
Or the Galaxy.
Dude, I remember he had
All
the
of those.
Galaxy Mad Gear deck. Like
Yeah,
he
that he
painted it.
painted, yeah.
That was so tight. That was so sick.
Yeah, he had that one, and I had like a mint green one that I painted at the same time.
Really?
They were sick.
And Ernie's home.
And Ernie's home.
Hi, Ernie.
What customer were we in here? Oh, where's the 9-bang? Where's the 9-bang?
No, it's not 9-bang.
Should we 9-bang the beavers?
You guys want to get 9-banged?
Please, God.
See, that
don't
sounds
put
so
that in.
bad.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
terrible.
now we have to get the flashes because of that
We have to
reason.
clarify this
Yeah.
The
before we get demonetized over
they're
here.
the 9-bangs.
Hold on, let me. Oh, this stopped recording.
Boom. We're back.
Yeah, the cameras died, so. Well, we're
That
back.
one died.
Wow, that one.
Wow, nice.
I know. I'm
This
sorry.
one's Old Faithful.
Yeah, it is. That's older
It's
camera.
the
too.
Canon.
It literally is Old Faithful.
Alright, so we've talked about in this video how you've
Sponsors.
gone through several different sponsors over the
I
course
wouldn't
of
say
your.
several. That makes it sound like I have a problem, but
You're a hoe.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
You are a hoe,
You're
Derek.
a scooter hoe. No, but like, I feel like when kids watch scooter riders go through sponsors, I feel like they just see like the very face surface of it, and they don't really understand like how emotionally connected riders get to the brands.
They see the Instagram post.
They see the Instagram post, and they have their quick 2-second thought out opinion about it, and that's it. But it's
Yeah.
like it's so much more than that.
No, dude, like I pondered leaving Mad Gear for like 3 weeks, and it was like the only thought I had in my head the entire time. I was still in high school at the time, so like that was my only source of income. I mean, NB was my main source of income still, but like straight up cried when I left Mad Gear. I was like, no, I was older than that. It's like 15 or 16.
Dang.
And that technically my first like big sponsor.
It's like a girlfriend.
It is
Straight
like a
up. I
girlfriend.
was on Mad Gear for like 3 years. It's a decently long relationship.
It is. Yeah, I feel like it's an actual relationship, you know, because you like grow with the company.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's weird, dude. Because when I was on 5-star, I was very close with them. Like they flew me out for all these tours. I spent a lot of time with them. I even lived at their house for 3
Yeah,
months.
you're like family with them.
Yeah, so when I left, I cried, and then I got on Grit, and then, no offense to Grit, but leaving Grit was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. I wasn't that upset, but now I think if I ever leave Root, I don't think I will. Dude, I think I might cry about that. Straight up.
The whole process for district for me was like, I was contemplating it for like probably a year, like of just like on and off, like yeah, I'm gonna quit today. Today's my last day. I'm so over this brand. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then like,
Was that after it turned?
It's like a girlfriend, dude. You give them a second chance. You
dude,
go back.
I gave him like a few chances. But anyway, like I remember when I quit, like I was like so bummed because like I felt like I was a part of district. Like I felt like district was almost one of my identities. I felt like district was just I don't know, something that was so special.
No, totally. Like, I think we all relate to that. I think any other pros that are watching this probably relate to that. Even younger kids that are on like flow teams or aim teams or hell,
Even the kids are on Proteus, dude.
On what?
On Proteus.
I thought you said ponies. I was like, I don't know how they're gonna get it, but all right. Shout out to those kids too.
The kids that ride ponies.
Yeah, those kids are probably.
Hey,
pretty
they
good.
understand. They have feelings
They
too.
get it, man.
They have sponsors.
No, like envy was crazy. Like that is something I never thought I'd leave. And
I thought I was gonna die on district. I was like, district's gonna be my one and only sponsor. I'm gonna be one of those few riders that stay with their sponsor their entire time, and
how long were you on district?
just about 5 years.
Yeah, so same. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
I also feel like after being on a company for so long, it's like you kind of end up growing apart from like what originally was in place. You know, like it's so hard to explain, but you guys get what I mean.
yeah, there definitely like always is a reason for leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like someone in the party becomes unhappy. But it's still like very hard because it's like a lot of the reasons that you leave have nothing to do with the people that are behind it.
Right.
I
And
still
it's
talk
like,
to you on our venue all
and
the
it's
time.
like it's like for me, I remember messaging the whole district team before I quit, and I was like, "Yo, boys, like nothing against you guys. Like y'all are tight. Like I respect each and every one of you. It's just like it's just in like an economic issue. Like
Raymond FaceTimed me as soon as I posted it. Like, he was like the third like on it and FaceTimed me right after. He's like, bro. Which I know you can all understand.
Yeah.
Ray says bro every 5 minutes.
Bro.
Bro.
Dude, we gotta have Raymond on.
Bruh.
You and Raymond, that'd be good.
He's sick.
Raymond, where you at?
Yeah, Raymond Warner next podcast.
Straight up, I sent the email to Envy, and like I was working at a scooter shop at the time, so like I was dealing with customers. Like straight up, basically like working on scooters while trying not to cry. Like it hits you, dude. Things gnarly. And then my
Because
team,
it's like it's a whole part of you just gone.
Yeah.
Like a.
a massive part of it.
It's like it identifies.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You
It's
know?
like it's like an identity.
Yeah.
Like your sponsor is like, it's like when you go to a scooter event or something, you know you got your company like with like behind your
massive
back.
shirt.
You know you
Massive.
know you have your company behind your back, and you're like all right, like I'm here at this event and I'm backed up by this company. And it's like it's just a good feeling.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
how
like,
I'd like introduce myself.
Hi, I'm Derek, and I ride for Envy
Ride for
Scooters.
Envy scooters.
hi, I ride for Envy Scooters.
Basically, like you go to scooter events. Like
Yeah, no,
if kids
exactly.
don't know who you are, which
I was picturing some like businessman, and you walk up to him, hi, I'm Derek, I ride for
my
Envy.
briefcase. My
Hello, I am Envy Scooters.
No, straight up. Part of it is like you want to see like who you are without that company.
Yeah.
Which
And also, I feel like it's weird once you stop riding the parts. Have you stopped riding the
I'm
parts yet?
still riding Envy scooter.
Yeah, see, like once you switch, dude, I feel like it kind of opens up your eyes because when I was on 5-star, I didn't ride like any other parts. So I think the first deck I rode was a Fasten, and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy, dude. Like this is completely different than what I'm used to.
That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just riding parts I've wanted to for the past. It's been 9 years since I've been able to pick a part that I wanted to ride. Like in total, like TSI I had to ride a TSI deck. Mad Gear I only had to ride a Mad Gear deck, but Envy has been complete. Envy you have to ride everything. So like this is the first time in 5 years for that at least that I get to pick everything. And it's crazy because I'm like I don't even know what I like at this point.
Yeah.
All I've ridden are AOS decks. Like it's weird. I have an Apex deck on the way.
But now you get to try stuff out.
Yeah,
You're
to
gonna
try
love
stuff.
the
It's cool.
Apex deck.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
It's sick.
I remember when I like first got off district, I put on that tilt deck. I was like, oh, like
Yeah, you can stop talking about it.
dude.
It's the first time I've paid for scooter parts in like 8-9 years.
What does that feel like?
I kind of like it though because it sounds stupid, but like scootering has given me so much that I kind of feel nice giving back.
Yeah.
It's not really giving back, but like
Yeah.
You're putting actual hard, like cold hard money into it.
And also, I feel like it makes you respect your scooter more.
yeah,
'Cause I feel like getting sent stuff is kind of just like, oh yeah, like
you throw it
this is-
together.
Yeah, it's just like cool. Like I
Scratch
have
the
it.
hell out of it, getting the headset in. You're like, yeah, I might get another one.
Yeah, it's like whatever. But once you buy your stuff, you're kind of you're very careful with it.
Jacob has an Apex deck that I was just riding earlier, and it's like, mine's gonna get scratched like this. Like that was never something like I even considered.
Yeah, because like you don't think about it because it's like, oh well, if I scratch it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Y'all see, you all are talking this, but I've never felt anything that y'all
Yeah,
are
but you're
feeling.
weird.
Like I've always been so pristine about my parts. I feel like when I got parts from my sponsor, I treated it better than like when I bought my own parts. Like when I bought them, I was like, I bought this. Who cares?
But
I
you got
messed
to
them up.
paint your stuff to what you made them look like. Like you got to make them look like what you wanted.
Yeah, but I chose to do that.
No, like all sponsors I've written for, you can't do that.
Oh.
Like I can't paint anything. Everything needs to look like it does on the ad on the website.
I feel like that's weird.
It makes
Because-
sense marketing wise because the kids say I take like an NV deck and paint it solid black, not black because we make black decks, but
Yeah.
we'll say yellow. Because they'll be like, what deck is that? Like, how do I get that deck? And then like they might not order another NV deck because they want whatever that one is.
That you say, go watch the latest painting Undialed video.
And then boom, you can get whatever deck you want and make it however you want.
Sure.
That's kind of why me and Will even started doing that.
Yeah.
It's because like I personally didn't like all the stuff like the like on Grit they just had like very basic colors, and Will got me into painting, and right when I started like painting stuff I was like, dude, my scooter looks tight. And
See, I'm the opposite. All NV made for a long time was oil slick stuff, and all I wanted was a solid black scooter. Like I just wanted to go back to just that for a little bit because it was nice. And it was always solid chrome or solid oil slick. I was like, I just want a black scooter that looks normal.
that's true, they don't make black decks or
They
anything.
make a black deck, but it's the
The
Deans, and it's really big. Or they make the XL, which is also very big.
And then
hits XL.
and then the black bars have all these insane graphics on them.
Yeah,
With
which
your new scooter, come over and paint it. Make it all black.
pretty sure it is already.
Like it's blacked out.
Yeah.
That's sick.
But
Dude, and also you should get like black rear wheels. Like black core, black everything.
With blue writing on the court.
No, just black.
Somebody's name on them.
Just like sand off the black. Or
get the John Reyes Protos.
I bought a pair of those.
I have a pair.
I also have the email that I got from PayPal when I sent John Reyes $50 when I was like 13 when he tore his ACL. He had like a GoFundMe thing, so he didn't have health insurance. He tore his ACL and he's like, dude, I need help. I was like 12 or 13 at the time. I sure had sent him like all the money I had.
Wow.
Straight up.
Now you guys are friends.
Yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, I bought John Reyes' wheels before the very first Woodward scooter came.
Really?
I was still on TSI at the time.
Dang.
Dude, those wheels were tight.
I had the very first tilt forks. I don't even remember what they were called. The Legacies. And the very first tilt SCS, the like original blocky one. I had TSI Heptrons, which I don't think they make
I
anymore.
remember the Heptrons, yeah.
They're just
There
T-bars,
were T-bars,
like a
but
gusset type thing.
yeah, they were.
It's like a bigger tube, and you put the other tube through this tube. And then John Reyes wheels, they're just all black with like the Skyline, which he still has on his Envy ones, but
Oh, okay.
same idea.
Dude, freaking scooters. I think that's a wrap it up though.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty solid. If you guys don't know who this guy is, his name is Man Gear Scooters. Then his name turned into NB Scooters, and now he is Derek C.
Basically,
Go give him a follow. He has cool car stuff. And
I don't even post car stuff really
hey,
anymore.
just letting you kids know, you can backflip.
Backflips.
And double backflip. And nothing front scooter. I think you okay, no. Before we end this guy right here has done more nothing front scoots than anyone on this earth. I swear. That is like a fact.
Kansas City shows, I do 3 a day, and I pretty much land all of them.
Yeah, dude, like
Most were sketchy, like
okay, is there like he would catch the bars like completely sideways, grab it with one hand while grabbing the deck or not the deck but the bars to like make it come around right and just land so sketchy but ride it out. You felt like one time.
yeah, I felt like one time. So we were there 3 months, 3 shows a day, 6 days a week. That's 18 shows a week.
Yeah.
Times like what were we there? Like 10 weeks.
Yep.
It's like 180 nothing front scooter flips. I fell on like 3 maybe.
Not including the practice ones.
Yeah.
Especially like the nothing front bar you did.
Yeah. So done a handful of those. Don't really care to do them that much anymore. Pretty over
Are
the
nothing for scoots hard?
Tighten the crap out of your headset? No, not really.
No.
Then it's just kind of throwing it.
The hard part is when your headset's loose. That's why I kept doing it in Clayton's talking about. You throw out the bars, you're like this, and you're like you just make it. You do like what Nolan Shoemaker does. He catches the down tube and pulls it back, and then
Yeah.
grabs grip. Trick's not that hard. It's just variables.
Will do it.
I want to.
Board slide.
I've always wanted to do nothing
Front
for
foot.
scoot.
Yes,
Good.
nothing front the fucking. Hey, I didn't technically cuss. So
It was frickin'.
It was fucking
Motherfucker.
Hey, when you piece a word together, you Frankenstein it.
Oh my god. Those are the most dad jokes I've heard all day.
Alright, before
Making
this
news,
gets
white
more out of
trash movies,
hand,
a father.
thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow Undialed and make sure to follow Derek C.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Make sure you follow Will Cashin, White Trash Willie.
Make sure to brush your teeth so
That's
Derek C doesn't have to.
This is true.
I do go around brushing other people's teeth, so thank you
Hey.
for clarifying.
Yeah, if you ever see Derek at the skate park, you're like, Derek, did you bring the toothbrush?
Did you?
And it's
That's
like-
gonna be a thing now, dude.
Did you bring the toothbrush? And he'll be like, I did not.
Every
And-
kid Easy Grind next week is gonna ask me this.
So
Also,
if you go
ask
to Easy
him-
Grind,
First question, did you bring the toothpaste? Second question, did you drop the soap?
you dropped this.
This has officially gone off the rails.
It has.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Alright, but if you want to support the brand, undialed.co. If you ride fingerboards, dude, stop! What are you doing? You sent me the tooth. You're like gonna knock my filler out.
Rob, I missed a call from Rob.
Before Will freaking breaks my mouth. Yeah, freak. I don't even know what I said. Frunkin.
Came from
Frunk
Frunk.
Bros.
Dude,
Hey, are you a Frunk Bro?
Alright, well, Undialed FB, Undialed Fails, and Undialed on Instagram.
And my Instagram.
And at
I've said it like
Let's
3
keep
times.
plugging that.
Make sure you
And
I'm
follow.
losing
Front
followers
rows.
lately,
Front
boys.
Make sure you follow Derek Tornado.
penis.
Alright, this is stupid. Alright, bye.